Kimberly Skolkin. I live across the river from the plant site. In fact, my property crosses the river and abuts it. We share the same floodplain and riverbed. I have 9 children, 5 at home, and they have all been raised on this land and know the wind currents, wildlife, and nature of the river better than most. This project is very concerning to me in multiple ways. There are only studies on the ill effects of the emissions at 1 year. Some of my children have asthma. There are no long-term studies and nothing on any of the effects, though we know that these emissions are neurotoxic and carcinogenic forever chemicals. Let me give an example. I have a naturally occurring pond. My well is only 100 feet deep. How long will it take before the emissions that settle on my ground sink into my soil and then my water? What will be the neurotoxic and carcinogenic effects be on my children drinking and bathing in this water? The plant will operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our homes, our cars, our children, our animals, and ourselves will be covered in it. During dust devils, the windy season and haboobs, they will lift and swirl and travel again. Every time my son or grandchildren stick their fingers in their little mouths, they will be ingesting these forever chemicals that have the capability of crossing into their bloodstreams. I am a homesteader. I raise my own meat, milk, and eggs. Will we find children, the wildlife, or the cattle? This is a cattle community surrounded by ranches. The cattle are mostly range-fed. They will be eating and sleeping and swimming and rolling in this for 2 to 5 years. Then they'll be sent to the market, and the meat will be distributed all over the country. What effects may that be on the meat and the people who eat it? And when that comes out, the effect on the cattle industry in southern Arizona. We already have a Superfund site in St. David. Apache Powder had to dig wells for all our close neighbors, and all the new wells have strict regulations for depth and solid casings to prevent more cancers. We have a cancer cluster there. I lost 3 friends. In 20 years, will I hear that my friends are all sick in a community that I love? I won't stay to see it because I'll not risk the health of my children despite my love for this community that has been so good to me. ADI plowed an area that has 4 critically endangered protected species, but who is protecting them? They destroyed the protected habitat, and fish and game were made aware by the members of the community. What will be the effects on the wildlife in the river as these particles wash immediately? Public safety aspect as well as playing a little devil's advocate. The location that they've chosen is risky. They're merging fault lines and a floodplain and no bedrock. Anyone who's ridden a horse and fallen up to the shores, either in an air pocket or quicksand, can tell you that, as well as our own Tom Olson, a geologist, that has been appealing to the common sense in that regard. He also says that the ground is shifting pretty quickly in this area. In one of the diagrams for the permit, the application clearly says not to be built on a floodplain. Why? Well, aluminum dust is flammable when wet. The depth that they have to dig for the smelter is very unstable and wet, and the bars that they will be producing are, I believe, 30,000 pounds. The risk of a flammable accident in a thirsty desert in a residential area with an underfunded fire department is irresponsible. The fire plan that was accepted by the city called 911. You're not a firefighter. There is no evacuation plan in case of fire with a nursing home, school, and hospital nearby, or in case of a chemical spill that could kill many people before help is even called, never mind arrives. Our most recent hazmat cleanup required departments to come from Phoenix, and a recent semi-fire had to be burned. In recent years, my land is covered in fissures the size of refrigerators. If we don't have water now for a fire, in a few years, this town will be toast without a miracle. How many levels does this have to be concerning before immediate and long-term for somebody in authority to just say no? No, you will not destroy the health and welfare of the people of Benson for ill-gotten gains. Woo!